Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Maria Valletta, and this is Philadelphia Magazine's Guide to Holiday Entertaining. Today, I'm here with Rob Peters from the PA Wine and Spirits stores.
Great to join you, Maria.
Thank you for joining me.
Discuss this fun topic too, sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine is a lot of fun, and I don't even think people realize how much fun it can be.
Well, I think too often people wait for New Year's and maybe a graduation. Well, you should open this throughout the whole year.
So what do we have today? Let's talk about the different sparkling wines
Well, we
that
have
you
a
like to
couple
pour
different
for.
categories today because I wanted people to understand that champagne falls into the category of sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wine falls into the champagne category.
That's true. Champagne is a region.
Is a region in France with particular production methods that use particular grapes like Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier. But in other parts of the world, they will duplicate the process, especially in California, where you have some French houses like Mom, and they're using, I guess you could say, French technology and experience, but with California fruit. Makes it more reasonable. You can get products like that in the mid-20s. Then you have the other tank method, if you want to call it, bulk method, like Prosecco and the Italians, and they can crank that out, produce it pretty reasonably. So you can open Prosecco on a more regular basis because the cost is in the mid-teens, let's say.
It's also great with a mixer, a little
exactly.
peach
If you're going
Bellini.
to be making, let's say, mimosas, you don't want to use expensive sparkling wine.
Not at all.
So Prosecco fits the bill.
We also have some cava
And we
here,
don't
I
want to forget
see.
Spain, cava, which is another reasonable alternative, produced in the same method as champagne. I always say sparkling wine is one of the most food-friendly wines.
It
and it's
really
just
is.
figuring out which product, which type of product, sparkling wine, you want to match with what foods.
People don't know this, but I think one of the best pairings with sparkling wine, believe it or not, is fried chicken or potato chips.
No, it is, because you get the acidity in that wine. It helps cut through the fat.
All
and
the
it also
grease
matches with the brininess, with the salt. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
also have the bruschetta, the Rosa Regali, which is a sweeter product, which would lend itself to desserts. Because one of the food pairing thoughts and suggestions is that the wine should be as sweet or sweeter than the food you're matching it with.
When you're starting an event, you always want to start with the dry wine first.
In the beginning of the meal.
So we would start today with, what do we have here?
A Mum Napa. Opening sparkling wine, you just remove the foil. I always try to keep my thumb on top of the cork because it is under pressure. That's one of the reasons you serve these wines colder, to lower the pressure. I remove the cap, keeping my hand on that. And taking
point
your
it at
strong
anyone.
hand, you hold the cork, and with your weak hand, you twist the bottle slightly, rock it back and forth, keeping your control. Boom.
Beautiful.
You did it.
Beautifully done.
And the thing I also always recommend is when you're pouring sparkling wine is give a slight tilt to the glass. This way it helps preserve the gas, the dissolved gas into the wine. And then you have much nicer display. Much more beautiful display of bubbles.
That looks
If you
great.
notice how the bubbles are streaming up from the bottom and creating that little bit of mousse on top, that's all part of the beauty.
Yeah, you get that toastiness, a little bit of a brioche
Yes.
bread, a little bit of a butter.
All
That's
good.
beautiful. One of my
Good
favorites.
news. And then when you take a quick sip, it's got a nice, clean, crisp finish. Exactly what you want for
Delicate
appetizers,
mousse,
opening,
dry.
because it cleanses your palate. And now your palate's ready for foods that are being served at the event. Then if you move in later on into the meal, and where we get into the dessert course, that's where the sweet wines tend to lend themselves. The great thing about this particular product that we have, this Moscato, is the red color, the rosé, because to me that really looks beautiful in a glass. And this won't be as high pressure, but you still want to maintain the same precautions. Again, just
Only in
twist
the
it.
movies do they shake it up and let it spray. There we go.
There you go.
Nice.
Your glass, thank you.
Thank you.
And this pink Moscato in the glass should really look nice. Reminds me of raspberries. You
Yeah.
get those red fruit components. And reasonable, things like this you can get into for $12, $14.
That's
So you
excellent
don't have to
pricing.
spend a fortune. And it's a great alternative. And again, it has enough fruit and sweetness to help work with desserts and things that you would serve at the end of the meal.
A little cheesecake,
yeah.
creme brulee even maybe.
But again, great little nose. And the bubbles, nice mousse, great stream of bubbles. And those red fruit flavors carry through on the palate. When I smell this wine and I taste it, I get the connection between the two. So the other thought I have too is sparkling wines make great gifts. We're going into the holiday period right now, and this is the type of thing you could take to a home. Maybe you don't show up with it chilled, but they can chill it while you're there. But champagne, sparkling wine, It's festive.
Some of them even come in the beautiful boxes, so they're already presented
A
nicely.
lot of gift packaging will come out now. So it's sort of a gift. It's an instant gift. You don't have to do any wrapping. And a lot of the dessert wines that come in sparkling are low in alcohol. They're in the single digits. At the end of a meal, you're not giving somebody high alcohol, but they can still enjoy the flavor of the wine.
That's a good
Because
point. About sparkling in
thing
general,
we
too.
always want to remember is enjoy responsibly.
Absolutely.
Okay? So everyone stays safe this
Thank
holiday
you for
season.
joining us.
So
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks for the invitation.
For the great holiday
All right,
ideas.
okay.
Cheers.